Let us remember that we are in the holy presence of God. Today I'm in the chapel here at St. Joe's, and right behind me is the tabernacle where we hold the consecrated hosts, the bread that has been consecrated by the priest. And as Catholics, we believe is transubstantiated, just transformed into the body and blood, soul, and divinity of Jesus. And it makes me wonder, it makes me think about how God empties himself and humbles himself, to come into this world. Who are we that God should care so much about us? And it's amazing to think, not only does God choose to come in to reveal himself in the world, but he comes into the world and empties himself and takes on human flesh, as we believe in the incarnation 2,000 years ago. And then Jesus takes that one step further and takes that bread and consecrates it, and it transubstantiates into his very own body and blood. And here's the God of the universe that can be found not just in human form, but can then be found in what appears to be something as humble as just a piece of bread. God is constantly making himself accessible and available in our world and our lives around us. He's choosing to come into this world, and he gives us opportunities to discover him. One of the things that students often ask me is, Mr. Gale, with the pandemic, how can I complete my service hours this year? Maybe one way is to look and see what are the needs of people around us, because the whole idea of service isn't just serving others, but how can we be God's hands and feet? How can I share God's love with others? Something very simple, very practical. We have a huge snowstorm that part of our region is supposed to have this upcoming weekend. Maybe look at your neighbors and think, do any of them need help? Do any of them is there an elderly couple that maybe could use help and you could shovel their sidewalk or shovel their driveway for them? Can we do these acts of generosity, aware that we can be Christ's hands and feet, but at the same time, we can find Christ in the people that we're serving, that maybe Christ is there in that couple, and that we are called to serve Christ there as well. Because when we remember that we're in the holy presence of God, we can then live Jesus in our hearts forever.